You see, for anger to occur, and I mean anger caused by experiences, you know, when you can't explain something, but you feel the emotion behind it and there becomes this frustration, I would more likely say it's frustration, which would lead to anger. Frustration is like anger's, kid brother or something. So, frustration, which leads to exaggeration, exacerbation of just anger, you require a couple of elements, some variables here. I would state that one variable would be seeing the world and experience, and also understanding that your experience, your frustration is born from the gradients, the difference, the confliction of other people's experience, because they have never went anywhere to understand anything. So you need to have several factors here. You know that, for example, someone might have a cold and they consider that, oh my God, I'm dead. But you've actually seen more. And when you hear somebody complaining about a cold, there's a coefficient. There's a trade-off right there. And you realize through scale, through a median, right, that everyone is this way. And then you see that humanity is just ruled by majority of people who are just towing the line of comfort, and they will vote for problems. They will go. They will scream, "Let's go to war," but they will never go to war themselves, not unless it ends up in their backyard. In their backyard, in physicality or in mental state. Thoughts lead to action. Last time I heard of. When I make these videos or something, it's just innate in people. The innate quality in people is to just round down and deduce through their shallow inspection of reality that they expect the worst in people. They immediately, through this idea of heuristic principle, they immediately round down like lightning going through a tree. They immediately ground themselves in thought that, oh, they're the least of them. They're stupid. Then you must, if you want to have, so for example, I'm in my pajamas. Like I'm wearing daggone pajamas. So if I want you to think more about me, I've got to start talking, or I've got to engage in some kind of intellectual conversation with you. So you look at me and say, okay, he's worth 50 cents, and the more I talk and the more I relate to you, and the more I get along with you, you go, okay, he's worth $1.50 now. Oh, he's worth $2.50 now. Okay, this guy's cool. So the immediate first impression, I hate to use these old tropes, is that everyone, I don't care who you are, Republican, left, centrist, liberal, communist, socialist, Marxist, I don't care who you are. That's how things start out usually. Some people just get this, Some people just understand this. Maybe they had good parents. Maybe they have good genes or something. I don't know. Because we never get to decide how we start off. We're born out of that chute, and none of us got to choose our moments. Through either be a chemical, anything. None of us got to choose our experiences. It just happened. And it was only happened because we had a chemical up there going bing, 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 bing. And we had a little bit of, one experience was born off the back of another experience. And here we go, we start. So when you realize and you see this simple dynamic domino system of processing, and it's dance or fight. It depends on how you look at it. And you see it in reality. And nobody else is getting the point. Dude, it's a freaking recipe for disaster. It just simply is. That's what causes frustration. And the more that it's like the teacher who just, you remember Kill Bill, and the teacher's like, you become so upset and angry. there's an amount of frustration. I don't care. You don't have to be a doctor of any profession. See, everyone is classist. Everyone is racist. Everyone. They believe that you must go through some kind of indoctrination to have wonder. Like a piece of paper can study the stars? Or is it my wonder that makes me come up with conclusions and telemetry and all these formulas? And people who have these degrees, they've been groomed by society. Everyone's been groomed by society. Just this follow the sheep mentality of just, well, you've got to have this to be that. When the greatest things are created by people who just have wonder as a catalyst. A wonder. They see how things go. But now, unless they're just some crazy person like me inside their house working on things and later it's going to be published like Vygotsky or something. See, what happened to Vygotsky? You people burnt down his house. And then you realize later that his scaffolding method was correct in terms of teaching. So what is being highlighted here? Galileo, look what happened to him. Look what happened to just daggone Bruno. Look what happened to anyone who had more thought and more wonder and amazement. They're always judged by their peers. It's a peer review. It's not even a peer review. It's a statement of the common problem of humanity. You judge, you leap before you look. It's in everything. I see it. I see the polarity of back and forth and cause and effect in everything. So there's frustration right there. Because you know that people would just shut up, pay attention, read everything that you can read, put your hands on everything. Go out and see the world. Get a degree or two. Just immerse yourself in reality. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I hate to sound like the old man that says, I walked 12 miles to school. Take a cane. Leia, you do believe me, don't you, Leia? I thought they were just stories. You know, you get to that point. And you're like, damn, Leia became the devil. Because she's just like everyone else. That's the devil. Everyone who just mocks people in superficial fashion, they are what they love to hate. There's a story in everything, and it's usually based on polarity. It's good or evil, here, there, up, down, left, right, today, tomorrow, male, female, sun, moon. It's all polarities. It's all stark, deep contrast. It's just an oblique angle at everything. Everything is oblique. And if you can't see this, this is what causes my frustration. And you know what? There's no end to it. There's no medicine for it except going out into the wilderness and like staring at a tree or something. Because the more I'm around people, the more you say, oh, he's antisocial. Why am I antisocial? I'm pretty sure I wasn't born antisocial. I wasn't born with some hate words in my mouth. I mean, I'm pretty sure the whole reality, just observing it in a natural principle, made me angry. Why is it so difficult for people just to get along and think? What good are you doing? Don't you see that the whole world is doing this? And then if everyone does it, you're going to go to war. And the more our technology advances, if you keep on with this crazy narrative of this production, reproduction without any kind of just refrain, don't you see it's going to destroy the world? The reproduction of items and which are led. If I'm not going to do it, someone else is going to do it. I become death, the story of worlds. You know, Oppenheimer's quoting, you know, Shiva right there. And the more you keep going with it, it's going to. Do you think that by some chance humans, we've not evolved in our morality, but we can keep evolving our technology based upon the product and the premise that if I don't do it, someone else will, and look how smart I am, and I must provide for my family. Well, okay, we're on that vehicle right now, on that catalyst of just creating for selfish beings. What happens when everyone does that? You think that we're going to get off this planet in time? Humans better get off this planet in the next 20 years, or you're toast. You are absolutely toast. You're not going to make it. It's not too long before now, some dude named Biff and some guy named Gene or Gerald is in a silo somewhere in freaking Siberia, and they're like, well, no, Sergey and Alexander are in some silo in Siberia, and they're going, hey, do you want to see what the world looks like blown up? Hey, let's do it. Push, 1, 2, 3, go. Click. Here we go. Would you like to declare a nuclear thermal war? Daryl, yeah, that's exactly how it's going to happen.